Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is DJ56 CB Seals here in Boston, Massachusetts. And showing here in the camera, I'll just turn that around. Let's see which is the better way. That is a channel kit, believe it or not. Okay. And also on the other side. Okay. I'll explain to you what this is. If you remember the old Lafayette COMSTAT 25Bs and the 35s, well, those radios went from channels 1 to 23 AM. They're old classic radios. There's a lot of them out there, a lot of other radios. There's probably about 20, 25 radios that to get extra channels high and low, you had to replace a crystal for every 4 channels. So now I've come up with this kit right here. You don't have to replace anything. Those 4 crystals, they're hard to come by. You probably ain't gonna get them. I have some here, but they're not in this kit here. So I could show you a kit that was in the radio. Oh my God, it had about 30 or 40 wires and a whole bank of crystals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably about 12 crystals, okay? So what this kit does is, this right here is the transmit 1 through 23, and this is the receive 1 through 23. You're going to take those out of the radio, and when you get this kit, that's going to be blank, that's going to be blank, and this is going to be blank. These 3 crystals right here are going to be blank. They're in your radio. You're going to take them out and put them in here. This kit will come with, let me tip this up here. This kit will come with that crystal, that crystal, that crystal, that crystal, and that crystal. Okay? So, this is the 1 through 23 transmit. And this is the one that'll give you from channels 26 up to channels 55. Okay? And this here is the receive from channels 26 to 55. And this here is the crystal that you take out, and it comes in the directions, and it'll give you all the A channels and miss channels up above. And this crystal comes with it. So what happens is when you activate this relay in any of these bands here, you're going to get 3A, 7A, 11A, 19A. Then you'll get the missed channels, every 4th channel in the higher band. Okay, you'll get those too, so you won't miss any of those. And on this side, this here gives you 30 channels below 1. Okay, now you can get this kit with just 40 channels above. Okay. 30 channels, about 23 channels above channels 25. Or you can get just this kit. It'll give you 30 channels below 1, down to 26,665. And this will go up to 27,555. Okay? With this here giving you the A channels. Okay, so you can either get this module here, that will give you up to channels 55 plus the 8 channels. You can get this module here, the low channels, and it'll come with the 8 channel integrated in here. It's already on this side, but it'll come here. And or you can get this complete right here. Okay, so 26,555 down to 27,555 down to 26,665. Yeah, it's a novelty, okay? Some people have these radios at home. They might want to get them up, you know, on the higher channels and get some lower channels. The radio sitting around, this will fit right in the radio. It'll also fit in, you know, a mobile radio. It's kind of small. It's, I don't know, let me see. I have a tape measure here, so let's see. Yeah, it's a little under 1 3/4 inches by 1.5 inches, okay? and the overall height would be probably about 1 inch. So you should be able to nestle that in. And on this kit, I don't think these right here are needed on the receive end, okay? These for transmit, they will get your frequency counter, and you can get this right almost on frequency. Now what happens is, on those other crystals that are in there, some of them are high, some of them are low. You're not going to get dead center for every channel. You're going to be off like maybe 0.5, you know, 0.6. It's negligible on AM, okay? You will be fine, okay? I'm going to put this in a radio and continue this video. So I'm going to go put this in now. And these wires here, they each control a relay, okay? They get 12 volts. You just ground this black wire here, these 2 wires, and then by switching in this wire, that wire, one will give you the above channels, and one will give you, while you're above, the A channels, or it'll give you the A channels when you're on the regular 1 through 23, and or it'll give you the low channels, and you can activate the A channel to give you, you know, missed channels there. So I'm going to mount this in a radio, in a COMSTAT 35. It's a tube radio. There is 12 volts in the back. Up on the back there, there's a 12 volt output transistor. Actually, it's 12 volts in with 8 volts out that radio uses in some areas. And again, it's a novelty. It does work, you'll see. You know, if you want extra channels, years ago, I put this type in radios on 2 toggle switches. So you can have the toggle up to transmit and the toggle down to receive offset channels. So like you could be transmitting on channel, say 35, and still receiving on, well, let's see, if 11 becomes 38, so you could set it up to transmit on 38 and receive on 11. And if that other person had it set up the same way, which I did for a lot of people, you could crosstalk and people could never hear your conversation. You can do that here, but I didn't set this up for that. So, because once this switches, it switches the transmit and receive at the same time for the high channels, for the low channels, for the regular channels. The A channel is just, you know, giving you the A channel, so there's no big deal there. So let me stop this video. I am going to go over and install this in the radio, mount the switches, and then I'll do videos of that with some screenshots and stuff of the frequency counter and showing you how this radio works. It's only going to be 2 switches, 3 switches, I think. I can put a 2-position rotary switch there. Let's know 3-position, I think. 3-position rotary. So one will give you up, one will give you regular, and the other one will give you down, and then a separate toggle for that. So I might do that with a 3-position rotary switch. And, you know, I think that'll work instead of toggles. So you just position 1, 2, and 3. Position 1 is regular. Position 2 would be high. Position 3 would be low. And then the toggle, wherever that 4th channel falls in, you will be able to get it. Okay, so I'm going to stop this here. I will continue this. I will put this together with this installed in a COMSTAT 35. Okay, thank you. I'm going to try and continue this video now. So right here is where the receive crystal was, and right here is where the transmit crystal was. You just take those 2 out, put them in the board, okay? And of course you're seeing the wires coming through right here to connect back from the channel kit board. And again, this is a tube radio, okay? Now I'm going to come over here to the front, swing around, and here's the board. I have it tie wrapped right to the relay, okay? And I'm picking up 12 volts right here, okay, right off the back. And there's ground, there's a ground lug right there. You can take the 2 ground wires over from the crystal board, and then right here is that bank of crystals. These 2 orange wires, that's where I pull the 14990, and I put it, and that's on the board. And the crystal to give you that 10 kc jump is on the board. And right here is the rotary switch and a toggle. That's all it is, a 3-way rotary, and that'll give you everything. And as you can see, is right there. Everything is here. And of course, before you tie up the board and everything, you might want to tune all the trim caps, put it up on your frequency counter, and you can do that. So let's see, which channel are we on here? I'm going to, that's the first channel below 1, right there. So let's see. Audio. I gotta check this out and see what this other radio is on here. Oh, that's on 60. Okay, that's way down. So let's see. Right there. Audio test 1 2. Audio test 1 2 3 4 5. So that's receiving there on the COMSTAT 35. And this is a Radio Shack, same thing as a Washington. Let's see. Test 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. CQ CQ CQDX. That's a Turner Plus 3 mic. Kind of funky for that radio. But so now if let's get this back over here on the antenna. And that's 26665. Okay, we'll go to, there's the first channel below 1, 26955. You see where that 47 is? That's off a little bit. Don't worry about it. Okay, when you're like a half channel, yeah, but these crystals are pretty old in here. But to do this here with only 3 crystals and get all these channels, that's pretty good. Instead of, I'm going to show you, I'm going to put it on this video, and you're going to see this monstrosity that was in this radio. And so if I turn this, let's see, we're going to, if I turn this rotary switch, okay, that's up to 27555. There's the toggle, it just dropped down 1 channel, and again, that'll, you know, fall in. So it starts off at channels 26 and goes right up. So if you're missing any channel like this 35, you're missing 34, go to 35, hit the toggle, and there's 34. Same thing on the lower channels. And I think if I go 1 more, okay, there's the regular channels. So there's the what channel is that? Is that 7A? Yeah, that's 7. Okay, that's 3A right there. So I'll flip the switch, and you're getting that. And you go up to 7A, 11A, 15A, 19A, and again, those will all fall in on any extra channel you have in that same blank spot. I'll do auto channel chart. So this radio, you know, it's putting out about 2 watts. I think there's a bad tube in here, so I'm going to order an amplifier tube here, and I think it's this tube right here. I think it's a 6BQ5. And hey, if anybody wants to buy these here, I'm going to do up a price. You know, if you got an old radio around, you want to kick it around, it's nope, you're going to come with all of this here. You're going to get all of this wiring. This will all be in a harness, so you're only going to have to hook up this red wire, the ground wire, okay? pull that crystal, put it on the board. Take these 2 orange wires, they'll be marked. And you'll put 1 wire there, 1 wire here. Then you'll come around. Let me unkey this. Then you'll come around, pass the 2 wires through. 1 set goes to the receive, and 1 set goes to transmit. And I'll throw in some shrink tube and stuff like that. And that's it. The kit's going to be all put together, except for you taking that crystal out, putting it in the right position, taking that crystal out, putting it in the right position, and unplugging this crystal, putting it in the board, solder it in. You know, I would hook, you know, you could hook this up, you know, outside the radio, trim all the caps, and then do your thing and put it in. And that's it, you know. I don't think it's anything tough. It's just that, you know, it's a novelty, okay? I've had these, I just ordered the crystals for these. I had to get it, I think 600 crystals of each frequency to do this from China. I had some around from years ago, but I said, hey, I'm going to try this and see if people might want to get their radio. You know, a lot of people like to talk below 1, you know, whatever. So, hey, anyways, this is DJ 56 CB Seals here in Boston, Mass. This is going to get uploaded to my webpage, my website, which is, you know, Facebook, and these kits will be out on eBay. Again, you can buy the kit with just the 30 channels above 23 or the 30 channels below 1 if you just like going down below 1. A lot of people like that. Or you can get the dual kit together, back to back. They'll come tie wrapped together, back to back, with a plastic wafer in the middle to keep them, you know, from shorting out. And then you do your trimming, you know, this side, that side, whatever. Get it as close as you can. Again, what the problem is, I could get these dead nuts. It's these right here. There's no trim caps on these. That's all they did was put them in on the board. Okay? And I am going to show you what was on here. Okay? This was on here. Okay? With all those crystals. Someone homemade that board. Okay, and then they put something over it, like ink or something, so you couldn't, whatever. All right? So look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 crystals. I did this with 3, and I'm getting more channels. Okay? And they had this box. This position box with that toggle switch for the 8 channels. And this whole thing with all those wires was mounted on the side. Now we have this. We went down to this and that. Nice and clean. And, you know, of course, there's nobody on the radio right now to talk. And let me see if I can find anybody on channel 6.
Carmen Campeche, en el sureste de México, aquí por la península de Yucatán, más o menos, para que tenga una mayor referencia.
That's channel 9.
Apunte la antena. Adelante, 219.
There's 6 right there. Listen. Yeah, right, almost right on the button. Channel 6. So, all right, DJ 56 CB Seals. I'll put these videos together and I'll post them. And if you have any questions, you can go in the comments on my webpage. Nothing there. You got to go to either Facebook or you can email me or whatever. YouTube, this will be out on YouTube too. All right. Have a great weekend, guys. This is DJ 56 CB Seals here in Boston, Massachusetts.